have to have action, and you have to have that enthusiastic being about yourself that is contagious within your organization. Not only do I have to have that, but every single person below me needs this. You need to not only be one, but you need to be several different ones. Democratic, there's several times that you have to work within an organization. There's things that I can say publicly and not. Brian and I were at the closed board meeting today for the TIA, and an open. There's things that you have to be very democratic about with your management team and with your employees. It's kind of like being big brother and trying to look out for the family. You need to be pace setting. When you're doing this, you're like, come on, Brenda, this is what we're going to do. We're going to grow this area. Are you ready? Let me show you how I'm going to do this. In a commanding, it's, let me show you, now do this. In pace setting, I'm trying to first seek to understand Brenda, then to be understood. And I'm showing I'm willing to do the work. In my organization, I will work as a customer service rep, a carrier sales rep, a salesperson. I will get into the trenches with my people. My management that doesn't want to do that, they're going to have a problem. And then coaching. We have to coach people. Far too often I see people just hire someone and leave them alone, and that's it. Each manager should be brought through a process, a 15-step process I have for my management team. And I bring them through that whole process. For myself, I'm a servant leader. It's taking all of these and putting them in together and being that person. Who I am right now, standing in front of you, hoping to make a difference in your world and your company's world. That's what I want you to do. If you can take one thing from Mark, one thing from Rich, one thing from Brian, and one thing from me, you have 4 different things to bring back to your organization and make a difference. Recruiting mistakes. You have to identify that. When you do go ahead and terminate someone, identify what's going wrong, what happened. Data analytics. Exit interviews are fantastic for that, because then you can identify this is where they're going to talk about their managers or you or the rest of your team or your HR department. Corrections and upfront contracts for new hires. You have to set expectations for each role that you're having. Expectations. Because when it comes down to HR calling me or management calling me and telling me we have a problem and this is who's on the chopping block, have the expectations been set? Are they not hitting the expectations? Or is it a capability problem? If it's a capability problem, I am not in the business of fixing people. I do not have a psychology degree. I cannot do that. I can help, I can guide, I can give tools. Expectations, we can set those and give them the skills to follow through on those. The culture. What does your company feel like when you walk in or someone walks in? If you walk into my company, a lot of people tell me they can feel it. They can see what's different than other brokerage companies. Do you feel that? When you walk in, do your employees feel like, wow, this is great, I can't believe this? The first thing you see when you walk in my office is we have 2 ping pong tables to the right, a big lounge area over here, a conference room over here. You have to make it fun and entertaining, exciting, not just a drab place that you go into or something that you get yelled at all the time. What are the conversations like? Are they having fun inside there? Are the conversations upbeat? You can change the conversations within your organization by the culture that you have, by the people that you hire. Are you hiring the right people? How are employees treated? They should not be scolded out on the floor. It should be done with HR and their manager, and they're talked to in a closed-door meeting. Compensation. It's very difficult. This is the toughest thing, but are all the compensation levels equal? Incentives, we have a base salary, we have brackets for each one. Our CSRs, there's 3 different levels, and then we have a lead, so there's 4 levels. So the compensation for all of these are different, but the incentive structures are very, very similar, if not identical. People talk, and I believe in diversification. I believe in people doing equal work for equal pay, and I believe that everybody should, if one person's moving 10 loads, another person's making the same amount of money, if they're hitting the same amount of revenue, same amount of margin. Do you have tiers for people to climb and get to the next level? One of the major things that I saw in our exit polling was that there was no way to get there. I wanted to get from here to there. You didn't show me that. I didn't know that was possible. And we were like, yes, it is possible. So we fixed that. How do you get to the next step? Some people don't want to climb that ladder, and some people do. Bad leaders. Good employees lead with your bad leaders. You have to identify that quickly. Otherwise, it will jeopardize your whole organizations. Customers will quit your company. Carriers refuse to work with you. They damage your brand essence. The brand essence that you guys are building for your company, that I've built for our company, that our marketing people and our employees built for the company is so important. Your culture is destroyed when this happens. And it's very, very difficult to get it back. Measurements. The Gallup poll, here's another takeaway. The Gallup poll has a thing called Q12. It's a $15 per employee survey, and you can give it to your employees quarterly. And what that does is it gets neutral input for you and your management team to go ahead and see where is your company right now for each department. And when you identify this, this gives you an opportunity to go ahead and paint this new area that you want to grow to. How do you get from here to there? What are the things that I have to identify and fix within my organization? So the retention is really important. The training, do you have a good training program? Our people come in for 2 weeks and we keep on changing it. We now have a new 3PL LMS, which is our learning management system, and our HR department's putting that together for each department. The equipment and software, are you at the edge of technology? Because if you're not, it's changing rapidly. Are you listening to what's needed? Are you taking care of that equipment or software? Quarterly surveys is that Q12 from Gallup poll. And culture. Are you doing what's necessary to change that culture? Are you listening to your employees? Ask each employee 3 different things. What can you change about the company to make it a better place? 3 things that we ask in interviewing. What are the 3 things that you want to get from this new career here at Becker Logistics? And what are the 3 things you're trying to avoid? My job is to make sure that I get those 3 answered for each employee and avoid these other 3. Exit interviews will give that to you and see how you're doing. That's your report card. Mistakes in leadership, the 3 F's. Friends, family, and fringe benefits. I do not hire family. And some of you guys may have that. We're going to go through some of the 5 worst in a second here. And I'm going to identify situations on that. The accountability. The leadership style, we talked about that. How do you handle problems? Are they handled swiftly? You have to identify and take note of them. Do you have a track to success? Get them on that track to success. Let them know that. Give them expectations and check in with them on a periodic basis. Problems with leadership. I have 3 stories, but I'm going to get to those because I want to identify these. The 5 worst employees versus the 5 best employees. The magician. Well, this guy just showed up to work at 10 o'clock in the morning, but he was supposed to start at 7. What's going on with that? Is he a family member, or is he just a regular employee? And then all of a sudden, the next thing you see is he's in the kitchen at 11 o'clock talking to 2 other people, and then he's not back at his desk, and he goes out to lunch, and he's gone for 3 hours. And then he comes back for an hour, and then he goes home. That's the magician. The negative person. Oh my gosh, this place is like this. Oh, why did they move those desks over there? Why am I moved over here now? What's going on with... The negative person's a Cancer. The rebel racketeer. In the front, it's like beautiful candy store, right? And they have the little candy bowl on their desk, and you go up there and everything looks good. But in the back, it's like the mob store, right? They're telling you all the gossip about everybody else inside the company. It's a cancer. No integrity, the person that lies. Integrity is one of, if you ask any employee at my company, integrity is their number one value. You need integrity throughout. It starts with leadership. It starts at the top and works its way down. Does the bare minimum. People like to hide, and management should identify these people that do hide, the bare minimum people. And when you can start removing the things that they're hiding behind, you start exposing them. And then they get bored. And then you ask them if they want to change into another department. You get them into another department, you make them really busy. If they're a good employee, keep them. If not, you have to identify the worst. The best, the people that I love working with, and I get really excited, is the achiever. The person that wants to do the next thing, that wants to take on that next project, that wants to hit that new goal or that new incentive plan. Reliable. They're always there. They're there early. Even if something were to happen coming into work, they're going to be at their desk. They're going to be at that appointment. They have integrity for meetings and everything else. They're resourceful. They're the ones that are constantly reading. They have the answers to a lot of questions that you had no idea. I call it masterminding. When we can get our management team together, we have one smart person, we have another smart person. When I can mastermind with all of my team, we come up with ideas that I never even thought of. We're melding those minds together. And the leader, right in the front, when you can identify these leaders, and when you see these leaders inside your organization, and if you can get them onto a management track, that's fantastic, because they're going to be the ones that are going to be changing your company. They're going to be the ones that are taking care of the employees and taking care of you. The perfect package is all four of them. Keys to get from here to there. You need purpose. You need to identify what your company's purpose is. You need to identify your purpose. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Why are you at work? I'm making a difference in every single shipment that our company moves. I want to make a difference in each employee as well. Ratios, are you identifying the ratios? Do you know the score of the game? Are you staying ahead on those ratios? Or are you falling behind? And if you are falling behind, hopefully the KPIs are identifying what you need to do or what your team needs to do in order to get back on track. Most people fail to plan. Don't fail to plan. Know your strengths and your weaknesses. You have to do that SWOT analysis. And then go ahead and start working on those. Work on those problem areas. You have to have emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman talks a lot about that, but no matter what type of that situation comes forward at you, you have to identify which leadership style you're going to attack that with. You can't let them see you sweat, because you never know what's going to show up when you do show up to work in the morning. Different things happen each and every day. You need that emotional intelligence. You need to neutralize those toxic people. And hopefully it's not a manager. Plan your work and work your plan. And last, you have to have fun. If you're not having fun, if I'm not having fun with what I'm doing, I quit. I'm done. I'm moving on to something else that's going to get me going. You have to have fun with what you're doing. I have some questions for you just to part with. Have you identified your company's leadership style? If you don't, if you haven't, you have to. What is it? Is it one? Mine's a servant leader, right? How can we lead the company to retain staff? It's a great takeaway. How do you do that? Is your management team working on that? Would you rehire your current staff? I would. Have you set the standards in the hierarchies? You have to. People have to understand what the hierarchy is. and why people have certain authorities. Will the new hire fit the culture? Are you looking for that? We have certain things that we're looking for on our new hires. One, if we're hiring a college person, we're looking for that. Different positions have different GPAs. From a 2.25 to a 3, from a 3.0 to a 3.5. If you're a 4.0, you're in my finance department, right? The finance department person is not going to work as a carrier sales rep. They will lose their mind. Perform exit interviews to identify needs to correct. You need to. And define management paths. We talked about that. Identify the top 5 attributes that are successful for your company. What are they? Have you identified them? And plan for success or failure to plan. Are you planning for that success? I hope you are. With the information that we gave you today, I hope from the planning, from the development, from the leadership aspect, I hope we did give you guys something to take home. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.